Powered by Riverside FM.
Who are you more concerned about? JJ McCarthy is coming off a season where he injured his meniscus. And I've said this on plenty of shows that a meniscus, although it is a serious surgery, I don't want to come across like it's not that serious. Anytime you open up the knee, it's a serious thing. But compared to what it could have been, I'll take a meniscus every day of the week, especially for a quarterback. And I know JJ McCarthy is mobile, but he is not known for running around like a running back, but he can use his legs to get out of trouble. And quarterbacks need their legs because they have to have a strong base to be able to drive that ball down the field. So a meniscus tear isn't cookies and cream. But for all intents and purposes, JJ McCarthy is going to come back and he's going to be prepared to play in the 2025 season. But there have just been a lot of shows, a lot of analysts, people that talk about the Minnesota Vikings and their personnel and JJ McCarthy, where they always throw out that hypothetical, well, what if JJ McCarthy does not come back right after this meniscus surgery? He's had a surgery and he's had a procedure done to his knee to help promote healing. He has not had 2 surgeries. So I want to make sure that we get that right, that we are accurate. This is unconventional playbook. All right? 1 surgery, 1 procedure to help with the healing. That's what JJ McCarthy has had. And so I guess there is a chance, and this really came about when they started to talk about the Aaron Rodgers stuff and they started to talk about Daniel Jones being in the fold, backing him up just in case JJ McCarthy is not ready. That verbiage has been thrown out there just in case JJ McCarthy is not ready. The only way he would not be ready physically is if he has taken a step back in terms of his recovery. And from everything that I hear from KOC and the fellas, it seems like he is right on track. From what we have heard from JJ McCarthy, when he gets in front of a camera, everything is on track in terms of that knee. Everything looks good. Everything feels good. But you don't know what you don't know until you get on the grass, as Kevin O'Connell would say. So everybody has been looking at JJ McCarthy. What if? What if his knee? What if? I'm surprised there hasn't been that level of concern for Christian Darrisaw. You could argue that Christian Darrisaw had a more significant knee surgery than JJ McCarthy. See, on the UP, on unconventional playbook, like, we can talk about a lot of different things. There is no problem with talking about draft speculation or free agency speculation. But what I want you to do is look at a lot of different topics from a lot of different angles. And here's another one. Whose knee is the knee that we should be most concerned about? Christian Darrisaw had an ACL. And Christian Darrisaw needs his base a lot more than JJ McCarthy. Am I right, UP Nation? He needs that base a lot more than JJ. JJ, of course, needs his base to be able to throw the football, get in and out of traffic, be mobile. But you're talking about an offensive lineman who relies on his legs and his knees to be able to fend off stud defensive linemen trying to attack your quarterback. And the left tackle spot will be JJ McCarthy's blind side. So it is paramount that Christian Darrisaw is healthy. What knee are you concerned about? Christian Darrisaw knees have to support a weight of about, I think Christian Darrisaw is about 315 pounds. 315 pounds. UP Nation. So with all the revamping of the trenches, you're talking about Ryan Kelly, you're talking about Will Fries, O'Neal on the right side of that line at the right tackle spot. There's been speculation of who's going to take over right guard. Will it be Burnell? Will it be a draft pick? We don't know who it's going to be. That hasn't really been solidified yet by the Minnesota Vikings. And then we assume that Christian Darrisaw is going to come back without any complications from his ACL surgery. And I've just been really intrigued by the verbiage that has come out. What if JJ McCarthy isn't ready from a meniscus? And I think it's way easier to come back from a meniscus playing a quarterback spot than come back from an ACL at the left tackle spot. And Christian Darrisaw is a proven franchise guy. He's getting paid like a proven franchise guy. JJ McCarthy isn't quite there yet. This is a tryout for JJ McCarthy this spring. And he will get his opportunity at being a 2025 franchise quarterback if he can fend off what he needs to fend off in the spring and in training camp. Now we get to see JJ McCarthy in full bloom coming off a meniscus. But what about Christian Darrisaw? I just find it really interesting with all the investment that the Minnesota Vikings have made in their trenches, that defensive line, that offensive line. What if Christian Darrisaw doesn't come back right? Man, that would be a monkey wrench to throw in the plan. If he has any sort of complications or if he has any setbacks, and I'm telling you, that is more likely to happen than you think. That is more likely to happen than JJ McCarthy having a setback at the position that he plays in terms of his surgery with the meniscus and what his injury was. Again, Christian Darrisaw is 315 pounds, and he needs his base to be strong a lot more than JJ McCarthy needs his base to be strong. He is going to have to fend off some of the best, looking at their schedule, he's going to have to defend off some of the best defensive linemen in the league coming after JJ McCarthy. And being that JJ McCarthy, this is going to be his first go around as starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, you better make sure that left tackle spot is tight. You better make sure that it's tight to help take some of the pressure off of JJ McCarthy. He wants to have faith that his blind side is going to be protected. So I've been sitting here wondering, man, it is paramount that Christian Darrisaw comes back and that knee is healed and that knee is right. Everybody's been focusing on JJ McCarthy's knee, man, but the focus really should be on Christian Darrisaw, especially what we've done with that offensive line, the 2025 draft coming up. Will we draft another offensive lineman? We still have a pot of money left. Will we dig a little bit deeper into free agency? Are we not done? I don't think we should just go and assume that Christian Darrisaw is going to be all right. Christian Darrisaw may as well be all right. But we don't know that. And I just find that a lot of the verbiage, a lot of the chatter has been about JJ McCarthy's meniscus. And yeah, that's important. And yeah, that is significant. But I think Christian Darrisaw, his ACL surgery is way more significant than anybody that's coming back off of any injury for the Minnesota Vikings. Cam Robinson is not coming back. Cam Robinson has been jettisoned to another team. So it's about Christian Darrisaw being healthy, being right, giving him time to heal. So when he steps on the floor, steps on the field, that thing is 100% healed. Because if we can get Christian Darrisaw fill that left guard spot, we got a center and Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, right guard, Brian O'Neill, right tackle. We are set. You take Christian Darrisaw out of that mix, that whole left side of the offensive line becomes suspect. So just something to think about, UP Nation. Whose knee are you most concerned about, JJ McCarthy's or Christian Darrisaw? Man, a good topic, a good water cooler topic conversation. I don't think people really think about Christian Darrisaw and that knee. All the focus, all the offseason talk has been about the free agency and about JJ McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers and Daniel Jones leaving and Sam Darnold going to the Seattle Seahawks. And under all the vigor and voing, there's Christian Darrisaw who's coming back off an ACL. And there should be a level of concern from Minnesota Viking fans and the Minnesota Viking brass. Whose knee are you most concerned about? JJ McCarthy's or Christian Darrisaw? This has been Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and please consider becoming a member. Those that become a member will have an opportunity to win one of those sharp Minnesota Vikings Winter Warrior jerseys. And as always, UP Nation, we will see ya when we see ya. Skol!